Right now on Denver 7 News at 5 o'clock, chaos outside a Lodo bar. 5 innocent people shot by Denver police who say they were going after a man with a gun.
I maybe heard about 6 or 7 shots, just ta 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 ta.
A bunch of people, after they started hearing the shots, got down and we ran away.
This morning we're looking ahead to what's next in this investigation.
Another frustrating report in the wake of the Uvalde shooting. Nearly 400 law enforcement officials were outside that elementary school, but they did not follow their training when the lives of students and teachers were on the line. We have new body camera video showing a fuller picture of the response.
And it's a different morning drive if you take eastbound Central 70. The new tunnel is open today, so we're looking ahead at the work still left to be done.
Breaking news, be on the lookout for these missing girls. They were last seen on the 16th Street Mall last night. 10-year-old Mia White on the left and 11-year-old Ariana Britton took an RTD train from Douglas County into Denver. If you can help get them home safely, call 911.
Meanwhile, thanks for joining us on this Monday morning. I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Jessica Crawford. It's going to be a hot day across the state. Meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo with your Denver 7 weather action day forecast.
Yeah, I think that's putting it lightly. It's going to be a scorcher this afternoon. Yeah. Pretty warm, even a few degrees warmer than what we saw yesterday. We're going to take a look at some of the record highs this week and just how close we're going to get to those coming up. But as you step out the door early this morning, it's extremely mild. Denver right now 71, Thornton right now 77, and in Centennial 72. So we are well above normal early this morning. And we'll see those temperatures drop just a few degrees here as we get closer to sunrise, but then it's going to warm up fast. By noon, already in the mid to upper 90s and then hitting highs right around 100 today. Denver's going to be close to that mark. Boulder 99, Evergreen and Estes Park, you're at 86. So we are under a heat advisory. I'll show you the counties that's going to cover here coming up in a few minutes. But most of the metro area and most of northeastern Colorado, Jason, under that heat advisory.
And right now it is a good day to be driving on I-70. I'll have more on that in just a second. Right now the drive getting through there, that eastbound side looks fantastic now that all lanes are open. Open about 45 minutes early. You can see from the camera over there on that eastbound side, which is driving through the new tunnel right over there. This is where eastbound traffic used to drive. That's why you have that one construction truck flashing their lights there. This is where the westbound traffic is. There's some of that eastbound traffic right there. Talk more about this and what's next coming up in just a second. But you see the overall drive times look just fine going through there right now, and it is really smooth. It's actually so smooth that it's going to be seeing a lot of fast traffic through there. So just watch the speeds as you're going to be going through that new tunnel. The rest of the drive looks just fine, but getting back to that new tunnel, it looks just great. And what is next for the I-70 project now that that new tunnel is open? Denver 7's Veronica Costa is there right now. Veronica, there's still some really important work to do before they can call this project done.
There is, but you can see behind me that traffic is moving. Both sides of the tunnel now open. That is brand new this morning. Definitely not what we were seeing on Friday, but you can see a few drivers taking advantage of those great lanes, those fast lanes this morning as well. So like you said, project not all done. 2 major things still have to happen. Workers need to finish the park and playground. That's going to be on top of the tunnels. And then they also need to work on changing the westbound tunnel from 2-way traffic over to 1-way traffic. Workers also need to do some restriping in the westbound lanes to create that permanent wider lane, the express lane, the wider shoulder as well. But before that, they do have to change the barrier walls too.
When you look at this concrete barrier, you look at some of the flares on the barrier, that is designed for an eastbound traffic shift or an eastbound traffic movement. In that tunnel, ultimately it needs to be designed for a westbound traffic movement. We are going to have to demolish some of the barrier and re-pour that barrier. It's a lot of work. There are a lot of systems and things that need to be modified in order to switch to the final configuration.
And of course, as you can imagine, all this work won't be done overnight. There's still a lot of things that need to be done. And the final stage of this work, it won't be done until sometime in September. Coming up in the next half hour, we're going to talk about the work that's being done on the parks that are going to be on top of the tunnel. So we'll have that next. We're live in Denver this morning. I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Can't wait to see that. Thank you, Veronica. Well, it was a chaotic scene at closing time for a Lodo bar over the weekend. Denver police opened fire just outside the bar after officers said they saw a man with a gun. Well, now 5 innocent people are recovering after being hit. Denver 7's Christian Lopez is live from that scene near 20th and Larimer this morning. And Christian, this case is now going to the Office of the Independent Monitor.
Yeah, it is, and that office was created by the mayor and city council back in 2004 to look into cases like this shooting where those 5 innocent people were hit. So it is responsible for looking into any complaints against DPD, officer-involved shootings, and in-custody deaths involving police as well. So they'll recommend any disciplinary action. And in a video that was shared with us by a witness, you can see that chaos that broke out here in Lodo Sunday morning. It appears to show an innocent bystander who was shot in the thigh. Another part of the video also shows a man being handcuffed by police on the ground. Denver police officers were responding to a fight that broke out involving the suspect, Jordan Waddy. Officers say that they followed Waddy, and at some point he did point a gun in their direction, and that is when they opened fire. Waddy was hit, but he is expected to survive. And the 5 innocent bystanders caught in the middle of all of it were also injured, but they are expected to be okay. Denver police say that at this time it appears the suspect did not fire his weapon. We did talk to a witness who said it all happened while there were crowds of people all around.
As soon as the cop in the front pulled out his gun, he just started shooting. Like there was no time, no pause to process. Like as soon as he pulled it out, he just started shooting, and we heard 4 shots, and there was like a crowd of people in front of us, and there were still people coming out of the bar itself.
And Waddy is currently in police custody. He could face criminal charges. As far as those 3 officers who fired their weapons, they are on administrative leave. We're live in Denver this morning. I'm Christian Lopez, Denver 7.
All right, thank you, Christian. Well, this morning, parents in Uvalde, Texas are outraged after a report shared new details into the Robb Elementary School shooting.
What are we doing here?
The mayor released this new body cam video, and an investigation found officers failed to follow their active shooter training and failed to prioritize saving the lives of innocent victims over their own. The report said it was possible some victims could have survived if officers hadn't waited 73 additional minutes to confront the gunman. Law enforcement also never established an effective command post outside, which led to communication problems. Some officers in the video don't even seem to know what's happening.
Whatever I see in this report's not going to bring my son back, but we need to prevent it so somebody else won't lose their son, their daughter, their kids.
We are also learning the shooter was a former student of Robb Elementary School. He attended 4th grade inside classroom 111 where the shooting happened. His former teacher testified he was bullied that year.
A Good Samaritan is being called a hero for ending a deadly mass shooting at a mall near Indianapolis. 3 people were killed before police say the 22-year-old took out the gunman. 2 other victims, including a 12-year-old girl, are hospitalized but will survive. You can see people carefully walking through the mall in the aftermath. Store employees helped get customers to safety.
I was really, really scared. I wanted to close the gate, but people kept running at me, and I just kept letting people in and waiting.
Investigators say the suspect had a rifle and several magazines of ammunition. That suspect hasn't been identified, and police have not revealed the motive.
Fire evacuation orders are over near Red Feather Lakes in Larimer County today. Investigators responded to a call last night about 2 cabins on fire on Lone Pine Court that spread to some grass nearby. Firefighters were able to quickly put the flames out and no one was hurt. Meanwhile, Douglas County deputies are investigating whether kids might have started a small fire in Castle Pines yesterday. This was near the Rita Place neighborhood. Officials say kids were setting off model rockets when the fire broke out. Some neighbors smelled the smoke and came out with a fire extinguisher to help, and fire crews soon came to finish the job. Lisa, it will be hot and dry today. I'm sure that fire danger is high.
It will be, yeah, definitely. Thank you. Hey, Jason. It will be, yeah, high again today. We're looking at some near triple-digit heat. There are some clouds that are hitting the northern front range this morning and potentially a few storms and showers this afternoon, which would help. But highs right around 100. We'll take a look at the heat advisory, Jason, coming up in just a few minutes.
And right now it is going to be looks like a pretty nice day to be driving anywhere you want to go here across town. But that sunshine is going to be a major factor. It's going to be heading on these eastbound drives, including here 6th Avenue in from Lakewood towards Denver. But a good looking drive across downtown for the most part, including I-70. We'll take a look at that for you coming up in just a second.
A new challenge if you're looking for a home in the Denver metro area, how our vacancy rate compares to the rest of the country.
And this lobster is being saved from becoming a meal thanks to its color, where this creature with a new name is heading next.